People think we don't see what they write, we see, and sometimes it's not very nice.
Keely Hodgkinson walked into London with thousands of home fans expecting a world record. She had already broken one earlier this year. She won the race, but instead of celebrating, she sent a blunt message to the people judging her every performance.
I kind of learned that I'm like just superhuman, not superhuman. Yeah, like unfortunately it's happened, and how you deal with it. It was one bad race. It doesn't make me or break me. I can forget about it.
That one sentence revealed what had really been happening behind the scenes. London was not about chasing the clock. It was about proving that one difficult race, online criticism, and massive expectations could not break her. But why would an Olympic champion stop worrying about the number the entire sport wants her to chase? Stay with this one, because the answer begins in Stockholm, where Hodgkinson ran faster than ever before and still lost. It happened in Stockholm, during Hodgkinson's first outdoor 800-meter race of the year. Switzerland's Audrey Werro was also on the starting line. Nobody expected much of a fight. Hodgkinson was the reigning Olympic champion. Werro was talented, but young and far less proven at this level. Instead, Werro beat her. Werro crossed the line in 1 minute, 53.98 seconds. That time is the third fastest 800 meters ever run by a woman. Hodgkinson still ran a personal best of her own, 1 minute, 54.33 seconds, faster than she had ever run outdoors before, and she still lost. She did not make excuses after that. She said Werro pushed her to run faster than she thought possible that day. Then she said something that stuck. She said she would not let that happen again. Not angry words. Just a quiet promise to herself. To understand why that promise mattered so much, you need to know what kind of year Hodgkinson was already having. Back in February at an indoor meet in Lieven, France, she broke a world record that had stood for 24 years. The old mark belonged to Jolanda Seplak, set before Hodgkinson was even born. Hodgkinson ran 1 minute, 54.87 seconds, smashing it by almost a full second. Strangely enough, that record fell on her exact birthday. Not the same date years apart. Her actual birthday. That win gave her a first-ever world indoor title too. A few weeks later, she even raced the 400 meters in Rome, a shorter distance than her main event, and ran a personal best there as well. It showed she had more raw speed in her legs than most of her competitors over 800 meters, a small detail that would matter later when the finishing kicks started deciding races. None of that was easy to get to. In 2025, Hodgkinson tore her hamstring, not once but twice. The second tier knocked her out of a race she had created herself, an event carrying her own name. She was out of competition for close to a year. Some athletes never fully bounce back from an injury like that. She still managed a bronze medal at the World Championships in Tokyo while carrying the effects of that setback, finishing behind her own training partner. Hodgkinson has been the runner to beat in this event since she was a teenager. She won silver at the Tokyo Olympics at just 19 years old, then followed it with Olympic gold in Paris, 3 years later setting the British record along the way. So this year, fully fit and breaking a world record within months was her answering back after a season that would have ended a lot of careers. That is the athlete who showed up in London for the Diamond League, the same stadium where she won Olympic gold 2 years earlier. The crowd was hers. The pressure was massive. People wanted a world record on home soil. The current outdoor world record has stood since 1983, over 40 years, set by a runner from the former Czechoslovakia and never touched since. Hodgkinson's own best sits just over a second off that mark. Every time she races well, that record comes up. This time was no different heading in. But there was another storyline in that race, one most fans were not expecting. Femke was in the field. Bol is a 2-time world champion in the 400-meter hurdles, one of the best hurdlers on the planet, and she had switched over to the flat 800 meters, training for it seriously for about 9 months. This was the very first time these two women had ever raced each other over 800 meters. Nobody knew how close it would be. The gun went off, and Hodgkinson ran smart. She sat in the pack early, staying calm, saving her energy while Bol tracked her from close behind. Then, with 200 meters left, she made her move. She surged forward and opened a gap. Bol chased her down the home straight, closing with every stride, the whole stadium on its feet, but ran out of track. Hodgkinson crossed the line first in 1 minute 56.21 seconds. Bol finished right behind her in 1 minute 56.45 seconds. Barely a quarter of a second separated them. CJ Duguma of Ethiopia, the runner who took silver behind Hodgkinson at the Paris Olympics, finished third, further back than either of the two women at the front. It was a good race. It was not a fast one, not by Hodgkinson's own standards. And here is where that comment from the hook finally makes sense. She told reporters winning was the main goal, and she achieved it. Then she added she was a little disappointed with the time, but she was fine with that. Her exact words were that she is not really chasing times. Think about what that means. This is a woman who broke a world record earlier in the year. A woman who ran a lifetime best in Stockholm and still lost. A woman everyone expects to smash the outdoor world record any race now. And she is telling everyone, directly, that chasing a number is not what drives her. Winning does. Beating the runner next to her in that exact moment matters more than the stopwatch. Plenty of great runners get consumed by chasing records. It wrecks their racing instincts because they start running against a clock instead of against real competitors standing right beside them. A runner who watches the pace clock instead of the field can get caught off guard by a late surge, the exact thing that almost happened to her in Stockholm. Hodgkinson wants to win first. She believes the fast times will follow once she keeps racing and winning. There is also a simple reason London was not a blistering time. It was the very first race between her and Bol. Feeling out a brand new rival takes energy that pure speed does not always show. Hodgkinson had to react to Bol's moves in real time, watching for the surge, matching it, then finding something extra in the final stretch, not run a controlled effort against the clock with pacers built in and a plan set from the gun. That kind of tactical racing is almost always slower and almost always harder to pull off under pressure. And that sets up a bigger question than the one this video started with. Hodgkinson and Bol are about to meet again at the European Championships in Birmingham, starting the middle of August. It will be the first time this event has ever been held in the United Kingdom, and Hodgkinson already holds European titles from years past. This time, neither runner walks in blind. Hodgkinson now knows exactly what Bol's finishing kick looks like. Bol now knows exactly how Hodgkinson times her move in the final 200 meters. Whoever adjusts better could walk away with the title. Here is the part that should worry Hodgkinson fans a little. Bol has only been racing the 800 meters for a matter of months after years of dominating the hurdles. Every single race, she is still learning the event, closing the gap. In her very first meeting with an Olympic champion, she finished a quarter second behind. That is not a gap most rookies close. If Bol keeps improving at the rate she has shown so far, that quarter second could disappear completely by the time Birmingham arrives. And Hodgkinson would be facing a rival who has now had a full season to sharpen her tactics against her specifically. So Hodgkinson leaves London with a win, a promise to herself after Stockholm, and a message for anyone expecting fireworks every single race.